So Tim, there's you just have to open up any self-help book or spiritual book these days, and you see this encouragement or this command to be present, to live in the now, the power of now. Forget the past, it's gone. Don't worry about the future. It's all about now, this moment. This is all there is. Be present. So what's your kind of view on this whole presence thing? What is presence, and is it all that it's cracked up to be?
The whole be here now thing, like most things in spirituality to me, has got a deep truth in it, and yet it's been misunderstood because it's seen in an either or way. So be here now, when it's put across in an either or way, like don't think about the future or don't think about the past. I mean, it doesn't take a moment to realise how crazy that is. My sentence only makes sense because you're remembering where it started. Everything is predicated on the past. I think it's much more interesting than that. I think that the past and the future are present in the moment. Everything that's ever happened is present now. It's the ground on which this is arising, and everything that could happen is present now. It's the possibility which you can see. So demonizing the past and the future is of no value, I think, at all. However, underneath that there is something of value, which is if you become aware of your being, that's the timeless presence which is always here. So for me, the paralogical nature of the moment is that there is this presence, formless presence that of my being, which is aware of this moment, and then there's a flow of change, and it's changing all the time, so fast I can never catch a moment. I never quite know what people know. We say be here now, or be in the moment. You think, did I do it? Did I miss it? Because it's like, how can you catch it? You can't catch it, because it's a continuum, isn't it, of change. There is no moment to catch. But what you can do is take your attention back onto your being, which doesn't change. So there's something which is always changing, and it's so fluid you can never catch it. And then there's a presence which never changes because it has no form. And when you have that, there's a powerful sense of timelessness, because so in a way that's what's making it feel like it's always now, because that is always now, because it's timeless. And then there's this flow of change. So often what people mean really is just be conscious of that. Come back into the presence of your being, and then there's the flow of time. And whether you're thinking about this or about that, it really is neither here nor there. The thinking thing is much more about what is thinking. Thinking is just talking to yourself in your imagination. That's what it is. We learn, like when you're young and you learn to read, and you read out loud, and then you learn to read to yourself in your imagination. And we do that with talking. We learn to talk to each other, and then we can talk to ourselves. It's a great blessing. But of course you can talk rubbish, and you can talk rubbish to yourself. So if you're constantly worrying about the future, that's not a very useful thing to do. It's good to worry about the future, but not all the time. Just enough, enough to have an effect. Same with the past. It's good to regret things because you can learn from them, but not to be overwhelmed with regret and feeling trapped and all of that. So the thinking thing is really just as you would with your speech. Try to think things which are life enhancing, like hopefully this is. Use speech and thought well. But the being present is not to do with any of that. It's to take your attention and learn to sink it back into your spacious presence of being, which is timeless, and see that there's something timeless to the depths of your identity, and then there's this flow of time, and they coexist. They're a paralogical pair. They're both here right now.